It is over.
I saw it in the chat. And it said, "Are you ready?" Yes, we are ready. And it is a big week, man. This has just been one day after another day after another day, and stuff just breaking news all over the place. And we are ready for a show. Welcome to another episode of the Insiders podcast. And we really appreciate you guys being here with us tonight. We're excited for many, many things. First off, we are streaming on 4 platforms now, simultaneously: Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Periscope. For those of you who are on Periscope and watching us, thank you very much. And those of you who joined our Twitch stream yesterday for the first time, thank you very much. It is tremendous to be on all these platforms with you guys. And before I go any further, let me welcome in my co-host, Jeff. Jeff, how are you doing? Jeff's excited because Jeff's going to have a little soapbox time today. Time today, so he's excited for that. Jeff, what's going on, man?
Oh, nothing much, man. We got another good Wednesday night of wrestling, and we've got a lot of stuff going on this week. 2 pay-per-views, and we're going to be all over the place and having our wall-to-wall coverage of it. So, big week for the Insiders.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. And it's going to be fun. Let me welcome in everybody first. Before we go any further, let me just tell you guys that Gary could not be with us tonight. He apologized to us this morning. Gary does stay up very late with us, usually till about 3 a.m. or so, his time. And then a lot of times he has to be in work the next day pretty early. So it turns out that tomorrow he's got to be there really, really early, at the point where he would have gotten about 2 hours of sleep had he come on tonight. So, again, look, we understand life takes precedence and work takes precedence. And but Gary did leave a message for you all and a little clip for you all. So we'll get to that in a second. Let me just welcome in everybody who has joined us so far. KJ Carter, shout out to you. Dave's fan, hello to you. See Wrestling, Big Boy Dally, hello to you, man. Butterspark, hello. Dave in Real Life, hello to you. Dave in Real Life, I think, is doing a prediction video, man. Good for you. Good for you, dude.
Good.
Yeah, awesome, man. Luis Wrestling Videos, welcome to you. Hello, Icy as well, welcome. Jake, what's up, man? Welcome to you. Master Wayne, a little Batman fan we got there. Welcome to you as well.
There we go.
Love Batman, man. Awesome. Austin 316, hello to you. Sunny Wolf, hello to you. Trinard 2000, welcome to you as well. And Sean Rousset, how are you, man? I sent you out that machete picture. Don't forget to check it out. He and I were talking a little Friday the 13th the other day, so I did send that over, so you can go and check that out. Welcome to everybody who's here. So without further ado, I'm going to play. This is kind of the topics that we were going to chat with Gary a little bit about. And Jeff was good enough to get that clip, and we are going to do that for you right now. And then we will come back right after the Gary clip, and we will discuss the things that we were going to chat with Gary about with you guys. Okay, so here's Gary.
Hey guys, sorry I couldn't join you live tonight. Full transparency, as we know, I normally join you guys at 3:15 a.m. UK time, and I'm working at 6 a.m. UK time, so we'll use that as my excuse. But first time I've missed it, so we'll just leave it as a one-off, and hopefully I'll be joining. Well, I know I'll be joining you guys next weekend, but I can 100% say that. But we were going to chat about the 2 upcoming pay-per-views this weekend. So I can happily chat, and we can use the time machine known as phones to get that information out there, and hopefully people will enjoy it anyway.
So that was Gary's intro clip. Joe, do you want to go to his Slammiversary clip next?
Yeah, we can just play. Gary's stuff. Yeah. Jeff was nice enough to chop all this up. Gary got this to us from his phone, sent it over to us. So yeah, we can go to the Slammiversary clip, and we'll let the guys listen in on what Gary had to say.
Okay.
The big surprises for me for Slammiversary, I don't think it will come as a shock to anyone that I say the first surprise will be Gallows and Anderson. So again, I'm not certain in terms of when or how they will debut, but I've mentioned it on the podcast that they have signed with Impact Wrestling and they will be wrestling for Impact Wrestling. So I would have to think we'll see them. And if I'm going to put an educated guess out there, for me, I have to think the North are going to defeat Sami Callihan and Ken Shamrock, only to be confronted by some Good Brothers. That's definitely the first surprise, I would say. But other than that, I think there are a few other shouts. You know, the main event, we know we're getting a former world champion there. I think it's got to be either Eric Young or EC3. Both of them would be an amazing shout. But I also would quite like to see on the card either Mike Kanellis, Heath Slater, or Kurt Hawkins, and I think it wouldn't be too far-fetched of a shout to say that we might see one of them. So yeah, either way, I think we're going to be in for a lot of surprises. Even if not, the match card is incredible, but I think we will see quite a few familiar faces on Impact Wrestling Slammiversary.
Awesome, man.
All right, guys, that was his Slammiversary clip, and then I'll go ahead and play his the horror show at Extreme Rules clip as well.
There we go.
And in terms of surprises for Extreme Rules, I think you guys know what I'm going to say. The eye for an eye match. Definitely the eye for an eye match is going to shock everyone. There's a lot of matches on that card. I don't think any title changes seem like they're really obvious. So I think any title change would actually be a shock. But for me, I think the eye for an eye match is going to shock everyone. It's the match that WWE are pushing heavy on the promotion side, on the media side. So the eye for an eye match will be the most shocking match at... almost forgot the name of the pay-per-view there. The Horror Show at Extreme Rules.
Very good.
All right, that was Gary's horror show clip, and then I'll go ahead and play his little outro that he did as well.
You got it.
And then we can get into it.
There you go.
And yet, I think another one of the shocks, another big surprise that we might get at Extreme Rules is the fact that much of the pay-per-view looks like it's going to be cinematic. So obviously we know that the Wyatt family, or the Wyatt Swamp fight, is going to see Wyatt family, Bray Wyatt against Braun Strowman, not in a ring. I think it's obvious that's going to be a cinematic match. We also have Sheamus versus Jeff Hardy in a bar fight. So that's going to have to be, cinematic in some form, you'd have to think. And we mentioned the eye for an eye match. So I think WWE might be realising, or they might be hopeful, that the end is nigh when it comes to, running shows without fans. I'm not sure how accurate that is, but I think they might be confident the end is nigh and they're cramming as much cinematic matches in as they can. Either that or they're just confident that they can deliver something good with cinematic matches. So I think definitely Extreme Rules is going to be really, really good. And for me, we've spoke a lot about both pay-per-views over the past couple of weeks. To have two pay-per-views in 1 week, I think is brilliant, and especially when it's two that have got a lot of hype around them. A lot of people are excited for Slammiversary, and a lot of people are excited for Extreme Rules. So I'm really excited to talk about them next week with you guys and not be talking to you from the past.
There you go, guys. So that was Gary Cassidy.
Gary.
There you go. Thank you to Jeff for doing that too. and getting that all set up for us from Gary. So obviously, again, Gary conveyed his disappointment with not being able to make it tonight. But again, we don't want the poor guy going on 2 hours of sleep. I know what that's like, and it is never easy to do that going to work the next day. So thank you to Gary. And let's get back into this a little bit, shall we? I know, let's see, Jordan Ludwig, hello to you. He says, can't wait for TNA. And he also said, can't wait for Slammiversary. Yeah, look, we're excited in more ways than one about Slammiversary, and we'll get into that later. Before we do, let me just say and remind you guys, for anyone new that is watching, please like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Also, if you would subscribe to our Twitch as well, if you're over on Twitch, that would be awesome. And please share the podcast as well. That would really help us out. Getting out there to others as well, along with everything else. And also, don't forget that we are also available on podcast format. So if you're driving along to work, or you're taking a train or a bus, whatever the case might be, and you got some extra time, you want to listen to your favorite podcast, please go to Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Play, and look us up, The Insiders Wrestling Podcast, and you can listen to it in those formats as well. If you do that, please go on and rate us. That's a big thing and a big help for us. If you guys would do that, we would really appreciate that also. So that out of the way, let's get into Extreme Rules, Jeff, shall we? We'll kind of backtrack a little bit, and we'll go into Extreme Rules. And obviously, again, like we said in the intro, this is a big week, and we have a lot of big stuff coming up. I'll just run it down. I'll go over it with it later, go over it with you guys later on as well. But let's see. Tomorrow is Thursday. We've got our preview show and our prediction show for Extreme Rules. That will be at 9 p.m. tomorrow evening. That will be Jeff, myself, and Jody. And maybe, just maybe, we get an appearance from Brandy. We've been kind of fighting her on it, trying to, make her rest up and everything like that. But she, she might want to come on the show a little bit and just kind of say hi. So that may happen as well. So join in for that. Friday. Again, this will be Jeff, and again, could be a little bit of an appearance from Brandy, depending on how she feels. And this will be a hot tag, which, Jeff, what are you guys going to go over in that, or are we still just kind of thinking about what you're going to do?
No, we're actually going to cover Waylon Mercy this week.
Awesome.
What we're going to do is kind of do a tag team effort here, and Brandy is going to talk about Dan Spivey, the man who wrestled as Waylon Mercy, and I'll go into a little more of his days as Waylon Mercy and what impact that had on future WWE superstars.
Awesome. Very cool. So there you go. So that's the hot tag. That'll be on Friday at our normal time at 6 p.m. And again, you might hear, a little bit of Brandy, a little bit of Jeff. So there you go. That will be on Friday. Saturday is a big night, man. We are excited for this because it's going to be our first event where we are going to do a watch along event for the very first time. Amazing. So excited for this. I've always wanted to kind of be a play-by-play man. It's always kind of been my dream growing up. Never got to do it when I was in journalism years ago, as I was doing newspaper stuff mostly. But this is going to be really exciting, and I'm really, really excited about Slammiversary. Really am. I think it's going to be really entertaining. Yes. Wake up, everybody. But yeah, I'm excited about this. I really think it's going to be fun. I think there's going to be a lot of surprises in there. And I'm really, really looking forward to that. And then obviously we've got Sunday and we got the pay-per-view. We have Extreme Rules, WWE, and then we will be doing our post-show of Extreme Rules afterwards. Now, the time may be a little bit weird with that. I think we're going to probably say 10:45, 11 like we did last time, but we'll let you guys know as it goes. There aren't that many matches in that. So if they start it early at around 8, it might be over earlier as well, but we'll see. It might go till 10 like the usual time, and if that's the case, then we'll start when we did the last time. So that's our schedule for this week. Next week, we have Abby's window, and then we have an interview with Mr. Wrestling Days. I'm sure you are all familiar with Mr. Days. We are going to talk with him as well. And that we're going to do a little bit of a different thing. We're going to chat with him first and then get you guys involved also. You're going to be able to kind of get with us and get in here and just kind of ask a question, obviously within the realm of answering. We don't want to get a little personal or anything like that. So within the realms, but you guys are going to be able to call in and talk with Dave. So that's what we got coming up. It's crazy. Absolutely crazy. So let's get into Extreme Rules. Eye for an eye. Are you guys loving the posters? I'm loving the posters, and I'm really excited to see what kind of poster we get from the Swamp match. I know I threw out a Swamp Thing poster and showed you guys. Wouldn't be awesome if they took like that and did something with it. Yeah, I'm excited to see what they come up with. The Eye for an Eye one is cool. Obviously, the Nikki Cross one with the Shining poster is awesome. I'm digging it. I'm digging it, man. Obviously, love the horror aspects of all this kind of stuff. So, Eye for an Eye, what are we thinking here, guys? This is crazy, and it's going to come up in our debate as well. I don't know what to make of this. It's cinematic, as is the Swamp match, and as is, I guess, the bar fight as well. Which you guys know my feelings on the bar fight thing. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, what are we going to see here? Are we going to see Ray with no eyes and blind? Because, I mean, I don't know. We'll get into the predictions tomorrow night, but I can't see Seth losing this match, at least not clean. I mean, maybe there's the heel turn we've been waiting for from Ray's son. Maybe that happens in this. But, I mean, are we going to see an eye popped out? Are we going to see, like, that's pushing the limits of a PG show. So I kind of don't think that's going to happen. But I don't know, Jeff, man. What are you thinking we're going to see in this thing? Because this sounds like it could be either, I don't know, man, far end of the spectrum really, really good, or far end of the other spectrum really, really bad. What do you think we're going to see here?
Honestly, I think the build-up for it makes me believe that it's going to be a great match. And is outlandish as this is, the description of what we heard the winner has to do. Honestly, I'm really looking forward to it. Maybe I'm just a sick puppy, but I'm really looking forward to it. I think I honestly believe that we're going to get some real strong CGI. I think they'll put a lot into this match in terms of special effects. But yeah. And Joe, I see that C made a comment here. He said he just DM'd you the Wyatt poster. I was going to say to you. I was going to say to you, take a look at it, because it's pretty good. Did you see it? Yeah, I did.
You know what that is, don't you? That's the Blair Witch.
Yep.
Oh, I love it. Oh, man, I love it. That's the Blair Witch.
I got that vibe, and then I also got an Evil Dead vibe.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Yeah. The lettering, I think, is where I got the Blair Witch from. And then, of course, the woods and stuff in the back. But, oh, man, I love it. You guys haven't seen that yet. That's awesome. That is amazing. Thank you to C Wrestling. I had not seen this yet. I'm going to stick that out on our Twitter right now. Wow, that's awesome, dude.
And Joe, I got one other thing I want to say. My son is actually in the chat again.
That's awesome.
He's under his YouTube name of Icy.
Oh, nice.
I have a question for him.
Uh-oh.
What are you still doing up at 10:30 at night, buddy?
Oh no.
Listen, I love you, big guy, so I'm just teasing with you, but if mama tells you to go to bed, go to bed.
Love it. We've got Jeff's son in the chat. That's amazing. That's awesome. I love it. Love it. Hey, man, nice to see you, and thanks for joining us. And yeah, don't get in trouble with mom. That's never a good thing. So yeah, that's awesome. But yes, I love the poster. I just tweeted it out. If you guys haven't checked it out, go ahead and do so. Let us know what you think. I love these posters, and man, yeah, that's gotta definitely. I could see the Evil Dead thing, and I could see the Blair Witch thing there. Love it. Really, really love what they did with these posters. Amazing. Dave said I want that more Friday 13th movie poster vibe with Bray versus Braun. You know what though, Dave? If you look at the Eye for an Eye poster, you can see a little bit of Friday the 13th in that, because there was a poster where you had, I think it was for part 7, you had half of Jason's face and half of Tina, the girl who had the ESP that was able to move stuff with her mind and fought Jason in that movie, half of her face on the poster as well. So the poster is halved out on one side. It looks a lot like, especially with Ray's eye there like that. So I kind of got a little vibe like that from that poster. So, but I get you. I don't know what's going to come of this match. I really don't. I think it's going to be entertaining either way. And it should be fun to watch, especially to see what kind of outlandish stuff they're going to do with this, because it can get really, really, really insane. So yes, the chat just got icy. There you go.
I hope I didn't run them off, because I haven't seen them comment yet, so I hope I didn't run them off or anything. I love you, buddy. It's fine as long as Mama says it's fine.
There you go. Oh, that's awesome. Let's see. Dave's fan says, I can't wait for Ray versus Seth. He's excited about it. Yeah, I'm sure a lot of people are. It's going to be different. Yeah. Without a doubt, it's going to be different. So let's move on, because we gave Gary a topic as well about Slammiversary. So let's chat about Slammiversary a little bit, shall we? And what we talked to Gary about with Slammiversary was, who do we think is going to be the mystery opponent in that championship match? Who do we think is going to be that guy that's going to show up? Gary mentioned some names in there as a person. I mean, I think a lot of the consensus, and I'll poll you guys about this, I think, later. I'm sorry. I did ask you guys about this. A lot of you, I think, now that I remember, the majority of you said it was going to be EC3. So yeah, I think it was a decent majority. It was like 60% saying EC3. So I am siding that way as well. Just because of little vignettes. Obviously the guy kind of, drinking the alcohol, the guy sitting in the chair. And then we got the vignette today about the contract being signed as well. So, which could be anybody. But I think that, I think I'm going to go with EC3 here also. Look, I was leaning Rusev. I really was, but then of course we know we heard about Rusev being sick. Obviously we hope that he recovers and gets better quickly. Poor guy, just seems like he can't get a break. And I feel for him in that respect. But listen, it could be a lot of people. I know people mention Kurt Angle, people mention Sting, people mention a lot of the other guys possibly coming over from WWE. Gary also talked about my goodness. I just totally forgot. Totally blew off my mind. AJ Styles tag team partners. I can't remember. I'm so bad. Yes.
Gallows and Anderson.
Yes. Thank you, Jeff. Gallows and Anderson. He talked about them as well. Obviously, we won't see them in the championship match, but this is going to be really fun. And this is why I think Slammiversary is going to be extremely fun to watch. A lot of people, just with the people that are going to be there, people who could show up. Jeff, who are you leaning towards as being the mystery partner or the mystery person in that championship match?
Man, I'm kind of like you here. I think we get my money was on Rusev showing up. Mm-hmm. But I think now the more that I think about it, I may go with a little bit of a surprise here. I'm gonna go with Eric Young.
Okay.
Because he is a former champion there, and I think that's a possibility. I can see EC3 maybe giving us a little swerve and maybe ends up somewhere else. But I wouldn't be surprised to see EC3, but I'm gonna go a little bit different and go with Eric Young.
Okay. All right. Yeah. And again, yeah, you would agree with Gary there. I think Gary had mentioned Eric as well. Who do you guys think is going to show up? Let us know. Who do let us know in the chat, because I'll just be interested in seeing if you guys changed your mind since then. And yeah, let us know. Jody is here. Hello, Jody. Welcome to the chat. And Jesse Callan joined us as well. Hello to Jesse as well. So, yeah, man, 2 big pay-per-views coming up this weekend. That's awesome. When you can get 2 big shows like this during a weekend for wrestling, that's pretty amazing. And we're going to get 2 big shows for this weekend. We mentioned Rusev as well. Just a little bit of a quick thing about Rusev. We did hear during this past week, and I was going to talk a little bit about Gary with this too and see if there was anything new about it, but I don't really think there's been any new news. But Rusev has been, of course, diagnosed with COVID. Also, Lana's parents have it as well. Both her mom and her dad have it also. So, yes, like I said before, I feel, some guys, you just feel like they just can't catch a break. And Rusev, I think, is one of them. He gets into the, everybody kind of thought with the Lana storyline and the Bobby Lashley thing that was going to be something, it was going to start to be something decent, and it turned out to be awful. Rusev it just seems like the guy just can't get a break. And maybe he was getting set to show up at Slammiversary, and now obviously he's not going to make it. So again, like I said, I just wish them well and a speedy recovery to Rusev as well. So Jeff, do you think he's headed for Impact when this is all said and done?
I do. I think it makes sense. I think he'd be a huge star there right away, and I also think that he would end up in that title picture pretty much immediately once he gets there, because I feel like they'll utilize him in the right way.
Gotcha. Awesome. Let's, before we finish up this segment, share our biggest surprises, shall we? What do we think is going to be, because Gary mentioned his, what do we think is going to be? Jeff, give me your biggest surprise for both shows. Tell me what you think is going to be the biggest surprise for Slammiversary and what you think is going to be the biggest surprise for Extreme Rules.
Although I think Eric Young will be the surprise entry into the championship match, I'm going to go way out on a limb here and say that we're going to get an appearance at Slammiversary from the one and only, the Icon, Sting.
Ooh, boy.
I don't know why I think that, but that's just a gut feeling that I get. And in terms of Extreme Rules, I think we start to see the unraveling of Braun Strowman. And I think we may get a surprise in that match, whether it's the Fiend popping out at the end, or Braun maybe putting on that mask that Kyle teased a while back.
Ooh, nice. Very nice. There you go. There you go. I am going with, in Extreme Rules, and I'm going to stay in the Bray match as well, but I'm going with Eric Rowan. I think Eric Rowan will be there. I've been going back and forth on this, but like I said, I kind of veered now because of when we saw some, other people coming back to WWE right before their contracts expired. And I think that this is going to be that kind of a thing. I think that his contract is almost done, and I think they're going to just kind of use him for that one last thing before he decides to do what he's going to do. And I think he's going to show up in that match somehow, some way. I don't think he's going to get involved. I don't think he's going to come out and actually beat up Braun, but I think he's gonna be there. Maybe just to kind of freak him out, do the little mind games thing a little bit with him, but I think he's actually going to be there. That's my surprise for Extreme Rules Slammiversary. Oh man, I think you're going to see a big. Well, this is what I think. I think Bubba Ray is going to be at Slammiversary. I think he's going to show up there, and the reason I think that I you guys know I listen to Busted Open a lot, and I've been listening to it over the past week and a half, 2 weeks or so, and man, Bubba Ray is talking up this event like crazy. Really, really, really talking about it, and I think he's going to show up there. I don't know in what respect he'll be there. I don't think it'll be the championship match, as some people have said, but I think Bubba Ray is going to show up there. Does Bubba Ray join Aces and Eights with Gallows and Anderson? Is he going to be there with them? We all know we've been teased about Aces and Eights coming back. So maybe this is where we see Bubba Ray come in somehow, because we know he was the guy who fought against them when they had it before. But I think they are going to play a big factor in the show. I think we're going to see something from Aces and Eights on Slammiversary. So there you go, guys. I hope you guys are really looking forward to this weekend, because I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I really do. Both shows, I think, are going to be really fun. We're seeing a lot of cinematic stuff for Extreme Rules, and we're seeing just a lot of big surprises in store for Slammiversary. So I am really, really excited about both of these shows, and I hope you guys are as well. So that's that. That's our opening segment. Again, sorry Gary could not make it with us this weekend, but again, life is life, and you got to do what pays the bills, guys, and that's what Gary had to do this weekend. I'm sure he will be with us next week, as usual, for the show. So, moving on, Jeff. What do we got next?
We've got the Backstage Pass.
All right. Let's go to the Backstage
Pass. We're going to talk a little more about Slammiversary, and then we'll kind of recap some of tonight's action that we saw.
Awesome. There we go. So, yes, as we all know, Slammiversary is this coming Saturday. And we've got there's some amazing matches set for this show. And again, and I'm not going to lie, I've just started watching Impact maybe about a month ago or so. And I've really gotten into it. I'm really liking what I'm seeing, and really liking the build up that they're showing for a lot of these matches that are coming up. We've got Ace Austin against Eddie Edwards versus Trey, and of course that's the championship match that we were talking about. And the TBA to be announced. Who is that fourth guy that's coming in? We've got Jeff's favorite man, Jordan Grace, and Deonna Purrazzo, formerly of NXT. This has been a big feud, man. They took this to social media. Yeah, man. I'll tell you what, I love their women's division, man. I really do. I'm really, really impressed with the women's division there. I think they've got some really good stars over there, and I think this is going to be an amazing, amazing match for the Knockouts Championship as well. We got Willie Mack versus Chris Bay. He's with Johnny Swinger. We've got Alicia Edwards, Havoc, Kiera Hogan, Kimberly, Kylie Ray, Nevaeh, Madison Rain. Madison Rain's back. Rosemary, who I absolutely love. Jeff pointed out Rosemary to me, and man, I dig Rosemary, dude. I'm liking Rosemary. She's like a female Joker, kind of a character. Yeah, man, love Rosemary. Susie. Susie's creepy as hell. Like, she comes out to that creepy music and looking at pretend people and say, oh man, I'm telling you, I really love their women's division. Tasha Steelz and Taya Valkyrie. I've seen Taya wrestle a bunch now. Johnny Bravo. How can you not like a wrestler with Johnny Bravo as their manager? I used to watch the Johnny Bravo cartoon when I was a kid. I don't know if that's the character he's built on, but dude, I dig it. That match is going to be insane. Gauntlet match to determine the number one contender. I know, I think a lot of people are thinking Kylie Ray is going to come out of that, and she very well may, but it's going to be really, really a fun match. We've got the North, of course, Ethan Page and Josh Alexander versus Ken Shamrock and Sammy Callahan. So some familiar names there, right? Ken Shamrock, man.
Yeah.
Everybody said, "Oh, the dude's too old." Hey, he's still going, man. He's still going. Still looks great. It's great to see Ken Shamrock there, and again, should be an awesome match. And then we've got Moose versus Tommy Dreamer, the hardcore legend.
Yes.
Tommy Dreamer. This match is going to be amazing. I always love to see Tommy Dreamer because there's going to be blood involved. Tommy's going to get busted up and busted open. So man, what a card! And again, they're not. We're not talking about who we could see as the surprises and stuff. Jeff, what are you most looking forward to on this show? And it's so hard to pick it out, but what are you most looking forward to seeing?
Oh, I know, man. I really want to see the women's gauntlet match, and I'm really looking forward to the title match between Deonna Purrazzo and Jordynne Grace, and not just because Jordynne Grace is one of my favorites, but I really want to see Deonna Purrazzo get the time that she so desperately should have gotten in NXT to be able to show her talents, because she really is talented. So I'm really looking forward to those two matches, but honestly, I just want to find out who the heck is the other person in the title match. That's
absolutely.
That's what I want to find out, and I think it's gonna be a big surprise. I really do.
Yep. Yeah, I agree. Big Boy says he chooses Moose for the win. Moose is a big dude, man. Moose is a big dude. Man, I would not want to mess with that man. Not at all. Sunny says she likes Rosemary. Agreed. Totally agreed. I do. I like her as well. And Jeff was one who, kind of pointed her out to me when I first started watching. I like Rosemary, man. Like her a lot. Love that move she does over the ropes, hanging the person upside down. Oh man, so good. So good. Yeah, man, I'm into this. I really am. I can't wait. And I can't wait to be with you guys as well. It's going to be so awesome. I cannot wait to do this and to do a live stream with you also. So this is going to be a lot of fun. It's really going to be a lot of fun for Jeff and myself. Jody has some breaking news. WWE just posted a video of The Fiend at a psychiatrist office. Oh boy. That's is it that same psychiatrist from back WWE backstage? Because if that's the case, that's gonna be weird. But so yeah, I'll definitely have to check that out.
Absolutely.
That's different. Never seen The Fiend in a comedy thing before. So there you go. That's different. Thank you, Jody, for that. Listen, we appreciate you coming on and watching Slammiversary with us. We think it's going to be a lot of fun. And listen, if we get a lot of, if we get people watching and we see that you guys are kind of digging it, we are going to do a little more. We're gonna, we've got Tuesday nights with Impact, so maybe we'll move that and we'll go and we'll stream, we'll watch along Impact with you guys if you guys dig that as well. So we'll see how it goes. But anyway, a lot of fun with Slammiversary. So Jeff, moving right along, man, what is our next topic?
So we are going to move to everyone's favorite of the show. It's time for Inside the Ropes, sell or no sell. We might first before we get there, I just want to get your thoughts on both the shows tonight that we just saw, AEW and NXT.
I will admit I was more taken by AEW this evening. Was more interested. I was kind of swapping on and off a little bit. I will go back and watch NXT in its entirety. I did get to watch some of Keith Lee and Dijakovic, which was a great match that I saw. I got to see a little bit of the ending of NXT as well. I missed the damn Karrion Kross part, which really makes me mad, but I taped it, so I'll go back and watch it. Karrion Kross, of course, attacks Dijakovic backstage. So, look, we know he's getting involved there, and obviously now we have him and Dijakovic next week, which will probably be another squash match. Dijakovic will get squashed, so we'll see. But again, anything Cross does, I'm in. But I was a little more interested in the outcomes of AEW tonight, and obviously we saw Jericho get juiced. Chris Jericho got juiced. Chris Jericho maybe is the new OJ. I don't know. They of course they did. We've seen. Yeah, it was bad. That was bad. He did. We saw that we see that stuff in WWE all the time, pouring liquid on somebody or other. But Jericho literally got juiced. And then he talked about it a lot on the mic on commentary, which I thought was funny. So, of course, that is leading up to another match with Orange Cassidy in the future. And then we saw the thing that had been built up for a while, right? Moxley and Taz. And, yeah, look, I don't know. I mean, how do you guys feel about it? If you watched it, how did you feel about that ending? Because obviously Moxley retains. Taz threw in the towel at the end. I don't know. I mean, was that satisfying for you guys after all this build up to that match? And then we kind of got that as the ending. And then, of course, I mean, yes, seeing Darby Allin was awesome. People didn't really expect that. So seeing him come out was awesome. And now, of course, it looks like Darby Allin is moving on and fighting Cage. And Moxley's back by himself again. So I don't know. What did you guys think of that ending? Jeff, yeah. I mean, what did you think of that? We might get a little soapbox stuff here coming, guys. Might get a little soapbox coming here. So I'm going to pass it off to I'm going to pass it off to Jeff now. So yeah, we might get a little soapbox. I'm just warning.
Yeah, we definitely are. But before I go there, I'm going to say that I think the finish that we got in the Cage Moxley match, I think, did I like it completely? Not really, but in a way, it protects Brian Cage. Right. The way that it was done, he didn't quit. He didn't tap out. So, we kind of got that same thing before, but, it for what it was, I mean, I felt like it was an okay match. I was really happy to see MJ Jenkins on AEW tonight. She's another former NXT superstar that didn't get the opportunity that she should have. And seeing her, lose in the way that they did to the Nightmare Sisters, I guess we're calling them now. Yes. Yeah, I think I didn't like that, but I love seeing her. I absolutely enjoyed Chris Jericho getting juiced.
Yes.
Honestly, I wish it had been the green slime from Nickelodeon past, where I forget which show that was. It might have been Double Dare or something like that. Mm-hmm. But I wish they had done that. But yeah, I'm not gonna spend long on this. Everyone here has heard me say this before, and I'm gonna say it again. AEW does not need to take shots at WWE, nor does AEW need to bring up the demos. The freaking demos. I do not give a rat's behind, and I'm trying to be nice because my son may be listening, so I'm trying to tone this down a little bit. But nobody gives a crap about the demos except advertisers and apparently Tony Khan and Chris Jericho, because it's like you lost the viewership battle. Okay, that's fine. I mean, I get it. You lost in that, and yes, some people get television ratings, so we get the whole key demos thing, but for them to go on and on like they have about it just looks petty. It looks pathetic. I mean, it just looks weak, and AEW is better than that. They have an awesome roster. I want to see them give the women more time. And next week, it looks like we're getting a women's match that I'm actually excited about. So, I like that. Also, Joe, don't know if you saw this on Twitter or not, but Sheeta tonight made an open challenge, essentially, for the women's championship. And our good friend and friend of the show, Thunder Rosa, tweeted at her and AEW asking, is this truly open to everyone?
Oh, okay.
So, there's that. But back to Mr. Jericho and Tony Khan. And Brian, what's his face that I don't really want to say his name, and Dave Meltzer. I don't give a crap about the demos. I look at the numbers. More eyes watched NXT last week than AEW. That's probably going to be reversed this week. And what I really want to see this week when the ratings come out, and I expect AEW to win this week, I wonder if they're going to accept the most viewers this week. Because if that's the case, then what they've done is essentially, I'll equate it to gaming. What they've essentially done is said, okay, I just got beat by someone on Madden. They beat me 42-28. Not necessarily the best thing, not a great look, but oh well. But you know what? I beat the heck out of them in passing yards. I got more passing yards than they did. So that means I win because I got more passing yards than they did. Look at the freaking scoreboard. I'm done.
Drop the mic. Awesome. Yeah, listen, we've been through this. Like, look, and again, Jeff and I have said this over and over and over again, and I agree. I love AEW. I watched the whole show tonight, and there's a reason why I did. I was attracted to the show. I liked the show. I watched the show through. I was kind of channel changing, and I was going back to NXT during commercials and stuff. So I watched AEW. I like AEW. I think they have great talent. The Cody match to start off was awesome. I like what they've got going there, but they don't have to keep doing this. They just don't. It's like Jeff said, it's like making fun of somebody. You just don't need to do that. You're better than this. And I think they just got to start. I don't know what it is. I really don't. I don't know if it's Tony Khan. Like, maybe he doesn't have a lot of confidence in it. Like, maybe there's some underlying thing that they just don't think it's going to last or it's going to work out. I don't get it. But yeah, I agree. I just don't. It's not necessary. They're better. They're better than that, man. You're winning. For the most part, you are winning. Now, maybe the Bash beats you out, but look, week after week after week after week, it's been proven you are winning. So you've got talent. You've got a lot of stuff. And let's not forget about tonight's show. We had a little wink, wink hint, a hint of a little villainy maybe afoot with Mr. Omega. Are we seeing a heel turn with Kenny Omega? And oh boy, would that be interesting if that happened. A lot of you guys have been saying that. Where is Kenny Omega? What is he doing? He's kind of taking a back seat. What is going on with Kenny? Oh man, are they making Kenny a heel? Because man, am I in for that. Let me see more of that. And
Absolutely.
Jeff has said it. Jeff has said it. He's like, Jeff compared him to Seth Rollins and said he's just better when he's a heel. So let me see Kenny Omega as a heel. And I'm down. I am down. I hope that's what that's leading up to. But yeah, I just, again, it just doesn't. Let's go past it. But yeah, I agree with you, man. I agree with you. So let's get to our debate segment, guys. And Nails got here right in time.
Yes.
We are going into debate mode here. So Jeff, what is our first topic in our debate segment this week?
So let's chat about Jeff Hardy.
I'm clearing my throat for this
obviously, this storyline had. Obviously, this storyline is just, I can't wait for it to be over. But here's what we're going to debate: Jeff Hardy's remaining time with WWE is being squandered with his current storyline. Sell or no sell?
Sell all day long and twice on Tuesday. Sell it. Sell it. Sell it.
I love it.
Yes, sell it, man. This is the most ridiculous waste of an athlete I have ever seen with this. Look, Jeff has said that he wanted one more run. He wanted one more, maybe a shot at the title. I'm sorry, man. You keep going through with stuff like this, you're not getting a shot at any title. You're not getting a shot at a 24/7 title. This is not working. It hasn't worked from day one. This story is trash. It has been trash since it started. I know some of you guys out there are going to disagree with me because you're saying, oh, well, maybe Jeff said it was okay and Jeff was talking to Vince. I don't care. This story is garbage, straight out garbage. He's punching a bartender now? Come on. This story is garbage, and it's going to be garbage in the bar fight too. You know what he's going to do? I'm calling it right now. He's going to have a bottle or a glass filled with a substance that's going to look like beer or alcohol, and he's going to pour it down Jeff's throat. Okay, come on with this already. Stop. Enough. It's done. This storyline sucks. End it. Finish it. Get on with it. Jeff, if you want to be a champ and you want to go on to be a champ again, man, you got to stop with this stuff. And if you are okay with this, shame on you. Go into Vince and tell him to get you something better, that you deserve something better than this garbage to end your career. So go ahead, man. Jeff, what do you think?
I'm going to sell the heck out of it. And I love it. This is going to be one of my two things that I say about WWE. This is probably one of the dumbest storylines that they've put out, and that's saying a lot because they've put out some very dumb stuff. I don't really care if Jeff is okay with it, to be honest with you. Because it's exploiting a real life situation, and it just hits way too close to home. I don't care if Jeff has written every single thing about this storyline. I don't. WWE, please, for the love of all things holy, get past this after this weekend, because I am so sick of someone's personal life being used to further a story or to do this whole thing of redemption. If you want to do a redemption story, there are other ways to do that, not this. So
yeah, man, I agree. I think this is overdone, way overdone, and I think it's out of hand now. It's just not funny. It's just not. I mean, if they were coming off as being funny with this, it's not. If they were coming off as being the redemption storyline for Jeff, it's not. It's boring and it's stupid. So yeah, I'm sorry. This is garbage, absolute garbage. And Jeff's better than this. And again, if he is the one who was allowing them to do this, man, I feel bad. I feel bad that this is what this has come to. And maybe he's thinking that this is the way he has to go in order to further his career. Yeah, this is garbage. This is garbage. Move on to the next one. What do we got next?
Yeah, I got 3 letters for Jeff, AEW.
Yes.
Okay, so the next topic, we're going to talk a little bit more about this eye for an eye match that a lot of people are looking forward to, and Nails is looking away from it. So the eye for an eye match will be way too over the top for a pay-per-view, sell or no sell?
Oh man, this is a tough one, but I'm going to no sell it based on the fact that I'm gonna no sell it based on the fact that it's still a PG show. If this show weren't PG and they can do whatever they want it to, they can really go over the top with a cinematic eye pop. So yeah, I'm gonna I'm not I'm gonna no sell it. I don't think it'll be way over the top because I don't think they're gonna show much. It's still a PG show. It's a kids show. I know Nails is saying don't dare. Nails has got something with eyes. You've got to be careful. Don't be careful with the horror movies you watch, Nails, because I can give you a couple Friday the 13th movies where Jason squeezed the dude's head. In fact, I think part 3, which was in 3D, by the way, and if you want to get the full effect, watch it with the 3D glasses. Squeezes the dude's head and an eyeball comes whoop and pops right out of the guy's head and right at the screen. So there you go.
Lovely.
Look, I don't. They're not going to show stuff. It's again, if I like I said, if this was a rated R thing and you could show whatever you want to because it's on pay-per-view, but that's not how WWE operates, so it's not going to be too over the top. If they show anything, it's going to be maybe Seth is holding on to a glass eye in his hand, and maybe he kind of just goes up to Ray and puts his hand over his face, and next thing you know, Seth's got a glass eye in his hand. It'll be something like that, and then Rocket Raccoon will come, because he likes glass eyes, and he will take the glass eye and then he will give it to Thor because Thor is missing an eye. So that's what's going to happen. So there you go, Jeff. What do you think, man?
Oh man. Okay. I'm gonna say that I'm gonna sell it.
I love it.
I'm gonna sell it, and here and I think that with this whole eye thing, WWE is taking some different steps that we haven't seen them take before. So I think that we may get. I hesitate to say it's going to be way over the top, but at the same time, I think we're going to get a little more gore, and it is probably going to be CGI gore, but I think we're going to get more gore and more of a shot of it than we originally anticipated. And I want to add to the movies that you listed. For the love of everything, Nels, please do not ever watch See No Evil. Never watch that movie, please.
Yes. A lot of horror movies have eye stuff. It's just a gory, kind of gruesome thing. And yeah, you must have a heck of a time, Nails, going to the eye doctor. I feel bad for you. I know there are people that just don't like that kind of stuff, so I totally get it. But yeah, again, gore stuff doesn't bother me. And Sunny, stop. She doesn't have to creep me out. No, she does not. Let's move on, shall we? And let's go to what do we have next? We have the backstage. We have the WWE thing, right? Yes.
Yeah, and this is I'm gonna lose my crap on this. I might actually have to censor button on this.
Uh-oh.
Go ahead, Joe. If more WWE superstars or backstage personnel test positive for COVID, WWE shut down operation for a few months and resumed for Survivor Series. Sell or no sell, Joe?
Sell it all day long.
I love it.
Yes. Look. Again, I said this last night on our Twitch stream. I appreciate what these guys are doing. I really do. I appreciate what they're doing every day to entertain us, the fans. All of them. WWE, Impact, NXT, AEW, all of them. What they are doing is something that we're not seeing from anyone else. The sports are finally just kind of starting to come back a little bit, and now they're starting to see the problems with it. Soccer tried it, and 3 teams went out with COVID. Basketball is trying it, and there are star players who are not going to play because they're afraid of getting the virus. And, they're doing this whole bubble thing where they're going to have the players stay in this thing with their families and stuff. But what happens when people get it? And they're in Florida, by the way, guys, which is a hotbed of this kind of thing right now. So football, I have no clue how they're going to even bother trying to do it. I really don't. And I hate to say that because I'm a football fan, but I have no idea how they're going to even try at this point to play their season. And hockey, I don't know. Maybe hockey would be kind of safe because they're in a rink and it's cold. I don't know. But listen, I appreciate what wrestling has done. They've stayed the course here. They really have. And we've lost a lot of things. I mean, man, I love watching certain TV shows and things that aren't on anymore. They couldn't film the endings to certain shows and things like that because they can't get in a studio. So I appreciate what they've done. But if more and more people start getting it there, it's time to shut it down. As much as I hate to say that, it's time to shut it down. WWE is doing their thing in an enclosed area. They are in the performance center. This is where AEW has a better situation because they are doing this outdoors. And outdoors, you're not all cramped in. You're not all in the same building. You're outside. You're in the air and a little bit different. So, listen, if they keep getting more and more people, and I know they're testing and I know they're doing all this stuff, but look, how much are you going to be able to continue to lose, right? Let's say let's say Sasha Banks gets it or Bailey gets it, and you take another hit to the women's division. Let's say somebody like, I don't know, Bray, it doesn't seem like Bray wants to go back, and I don't blame him. I don't blame him at this point. Roman isn't coming back anytime soon. Let's be real about this. Those guys that have been out because of this aren't coming back anytime soon, guys. So, you know what? Maybe it's best if more and more people get it. It's time to shut it down, and it's time to just let these guys go home with their families a little bit, stay home a little bit, because remember, guys, we've all had the opportunity to be in our homes and been cooped up in our homes for a while, right? Whether you liked it or not, you were in your house for a good amount of time. These guys have not been, except for the people who bowed out at the very beginning. So let them go home, let them stay with their families a little bit, and then you know what? They have so much content they can put on in place. Oh my goodness, anything from the WWE Network. They can do stuff on social media like some of the talk shows are doing now, and have interviews with people on social media, talk to people at home. There's a lot of things you can do to just entertain for a few months. Go home, get it settled, let this kind of settle down a little bit, and then come back fresh and a big pay-per-view. And I really think it would be a good thing. Go ahead, Jeff.
Yep. I'm going to sell it.
I love it.
And I'm going to take it a few steps further here. Honestly, I know, and I want to echo what you said. I appreciate all of the wrestling companies doing what they've done to keep us entertained. Like, we really, really appreciate it as fans. It's been awesome. Having said that, the WWE mismanaged this whole situation from the very beginning. They didn't emphasize social distancing to a certain extent. They didn't. Once they brought people back in to be fans, they didn't, require them to wear masks. It took a wrestler. It took Kevin Owens going to Vince, and that's the story that's out there right now. It took Kevin Owens going to Vince and saying something about a mask policy. And we finally got it. And and I think that WWE, I mean, they put a lot of people in harm's way, and in some cases they continue to do that. I mean, my goodness, you've got Ric Flair there at tapings every week, and the man is not, I mean, he's not a spring chicken. He's an older man. And he's in a demographic that, doesn't always recover from this if they were to contract it. So yeah, I mean, I think that, I think it's about safety first. I think it's about protecting the people that work for you and protecting their family. So I applaud Roman Reigns for thinking of his family. I applaud Kevin Owens for taking some breaks here and there. Sami Zayn. But yeah, I think that they've just really mishandled this whole situation, and I think that a break wouldn't be bad. I honestly wish they would have taken the break before and come back later, as opposed to possibly having to do this now. But this is not something that's reported. We're just speculating. But yeah, I'm gonna say sell it.
Yep, I agree. And on to our next topic, shall we? That was a little heavy. Let's go to something a little lighter. This is a good one.
Yeah, this won't be much lighter. This won't be much lighter.
This is a good one. Who's got the better women's division? We listen. We like talking about this because this is awesome because 3, 4, 5 years ago, this wouldn't have been a topic at all. So it's pretty amazing, really. It really is. Who has got the better women's division? AEW, Impact, WWE. Did we have another one in there, Jeff? We have NWA in there also?
We'll also have NWA. That's right.
Okay. All right. Tell me, and you guys could vote on this. Who has a better women's division? Who am I going to sell as a better women's division? Wow, this is crazy.
And just to explain it to everyone, we're including NXT in WWE.
Yeah.
So we're not separating those out.
Yep. I see Dave voting NXT hands down. Yes. So WWE and NXT are in. Yeah. So oh man, 2 months ago I would have voted hands down. No, not even 2 months ago. Probably 4 or 5 months ago, I would have voted hands down WWE and NXT. No question. No Charlotte. No Becky. No vote for WWE. I like the other athletes. I do. I'm not a Bayley fan. Bayley bores the hell out of me. Don't like me some Bayley. Just don't. Bayley can go and get kicked to the curb. As far as I'm concerned, I am not a Bayley fan. I never was. Didn't like face Bayley either. Bayley does nothing for me. Sasha, I like. I love Asuka. But I'm saying Impact. I am saying Impact, guys. I am selling Impact as the better women's division. You can debate me all you want to and tell me that you think they are terrible. I am telling you right now, I think Impact has the better women's division. And now that Purrazzo's in there, along with the athletes they have had in there, and guys, you know what? One thing I have seen from watching Impact, I have seen that they are not afraid to spotlight their women's division. They put their women on all throughout the times of the show. And listen, I'm not seeing that yet from AEW. AEW's got some great athletes over there, but I'm not seeing the commitment to them at pay-per-views. I'm not seeing the commitment to them being the main event. Now, WWE is doing that, so I'll give them credit where credit is due. I'm voting Impact. I really am. I love the people over there. I love the personalities they have there. I love the characters that they have there as well. I am thinking Impact is underrated, and I am selling Impact as my better women's division right now.
I love it.
Joe, this is a tough question
It is tough.
because honestly, like I look at NWA, and I feel like where we were before the pandemic kicked off, is we were really about to start seeing their women's division pick up. I really believe that, because I think we were going to be on that collision course for Thunder Rosa and Camille, which I'd absolutely love to see. But obviously they didn't really build it up from the beginning, like I think they probably could have. Then I go to AEW, and for right now, I don't want to say I want to give them an incomplete, but yeah, I want to see them, give them more time, because the women don't get enough time in AEW. That's like the one knock that I have. Well, I've got a couple. One of the knocks that I have with AEW right now. So then I go to Impact and WWE. And I think if you looked at the WWE women's roster 6 months ago, I don't even think we can really have this discussion, because I don't think it was close then. But, a lot of people are out of action for various reasons right now. And, and that is what it is. But you still have Sasha and Bayley. I'm not as out on Bayley as some are. You have Asuka, you have Io Shirai, Tegan Nox. I mean, I can keep going on and on and on with WWE/NXT. But honestly, the Impact Knockouts division is amazing. I think it's all about quality over quantity. And yeah, I mean, WWE has all these resources. They have all these wrestlers. And they're going to have more women's wrestlers than most other places combined, honestly. But the quality of the Knockouts division in Impact is just tremendous. I know I'm going on, and it's because I can't really decide right now. But honestly, just from I'm gonna stay with WWE, but I'm gonna say that Impact right now it's like 1A and 1B for me. I feel like the top tier talent that WWE has is a little bit ahead of Impact, but my goodness, the division that Impact has, obviously Jordan Grace, one of my favorites, Deonna Purrazzo, Taya Valkyrie, I can keep going. Rosemary, they have so many. So for right now, I think that WWE has the slight advantage. But the one thing I'll say is this. I feel like once more people start watching Impact, and once they see some of the things that we'll see in these matches this weekend at Slammiversary, I think that opinion will start. I think people will have this conversation a lot more once we get to closer to the end of the year. I think that people may be saying the same thing, like, I think Impact might be right there. It's not as wide a margin as some people think. So that's my long-winded answer to say that I think WWE slightly edges Impact at this moment.
There you go. There you go. Awesome. Yeah, and listen, we're not picking and choosing. I love the fact that we can even have this discussion. That's amazing. It really is. And they are unbelievable. Like, just watching these matches, seeing the main event. I think Austin 316 brought that up. Seeing the main event pay-per-views now is amazing, and we've come so far, and that is just awesome to see. Really is. And I'm really, really excited about where all of them go and where all of them, bring their women to the forefront, and what happens to the NWA, what happens with their athletes, and where do they go? Do they kind of cross over a little bit with AEW? Do they kind of go different places? Do some of them go to Impact? We'll see. But that's exciting as well. So, listen, I know a lot of you guys like horror stuff. We're pretty much set on that with this community. You guys love the horror stuff. If you like that, give Impact a shot. You're going to like a lot of what you see. There is, Nail said, there's a lot of spooky stuff there. With like I said, with Susie, her entrance is creepy as hell. I mean, there's a lot of spooky stuff going on over there also. So I know we have Abaddon, who's probably the scariest one out there right now in AEW, but there's some good stuff going on over there too. So listen, it's great. Rusty says, I'm all about Asuka, Shayna, and Rhea. Yeah, man. Look, I love Asuka. I love what she's done. She's really come a long way too. If you've watched her a few years ago into what she is now, she's really made herself into a much bigger personality and a bigger character than she was before. Shayna obviously looks like she's coming back now, and that's why you shouldn't listen to rumors, because we heard rumors a couple of months ago. Oh, Vince hates Shayna. Vince is burying Shayna. I don't know where that came from, but obviously not. She's back. So, look, you're going to hear these rumors swirling around because people maybe don't want to be there because of COVID and all that kind of stuff. Dave asked a great question. Where does Tessa Blanchard fit in? We talked about that. And it would seem like because of the aforementioned people missing from WWE right now with Becky and Charlotte, that WWE might take a shot at Tessa. Because look, your biggest personality there right now is Asuka, and possibly Sasha, number 2. And then of course you got Io Shirai, but I mean, Tessa going in there wouldn't be that bad of a thing, I don't think, right now. If you had confirmation that Charlotte was coming back soon, then maybe I'd say no, take a pass. But if she's going to be out for a decent amount of time, and that seems more like the rumors that are going around, then I don't know. I maybe they need to take a shot at Tessa. So we'll see. But that's a good question, Dave. That's a good question.
Yeah, and I want to chime in on that question because I look at it from a completely different standpoint. I think, and Nell says, should Tessa fit in somewhere? That's the question. Listen, in terms of in-ring ability, she's awesome. But unfortunately, when you bring on someone, you have to take not only their in-ring talent, but you have to bring in their out-of-the-ring baggage. Mm-hmm. And my thing is, which company is more equipped to handle that? That's WWE. If I'm any of these other companies at this point, I don't want the PR headache that comes along with this, because that will happen. But I really do believe that WWE is probably the best built, the best suited to handle the backlash and the PR that's going to come with signing her, because those questions will come. But there's a lot of stuff that WWE could do for her image, that they could do to kind of steer people away from some of the previous thoughts and perceptions that they had of her. And then you have the PR machine that is the WWE that can get behind them and And honestly, some of them may not even be as aware of her. Some of the WWE fans out there that are more casual fans may not even be as aware of Tessa Blanchard. They'll just look at the last name and say, "Oh, okay, well that's Tully Blanchard's kid," but they won't know where the whole story. So I think that WWE is probably the best fit for her because of everything that they can offer her outside of the wrestling ring.
Yeah, great. Great shout, Jeff. I agree. And there's a lot of unanswered questions there. We don't know what happened there. It was kind of, let go a little bit. We heard all the stuff going on. We heard people say that she did do this stuff and, kind of went away. COVID happened and things just kind of went by the wayside. So we don't know. But yeah, listen, yes, when you bring somebody in from outside, like Jeff said, you're not only bringing them, but you're bringing everything with them as well. So does WWE or anybody for that matter want to take that chance? We don't know. We'll see. We shall see. So that is our debate segment for the week, guys, and we went a little bit over. So listen, if you guys have any thoughts or questions or anything like that, shoot them out now. We don't want to keep you too much longer because it's getting a little bit late, obviously. But I will talk about our upcoming things that we've got going on again. Like I said earlier, please like and subscribe to our channel if you're new. If you are listening to us on Twitch or on Periscope, welcome to the show. Please go check out our YouTube page and check out all the stuff that we have there and all the things we've done in the past. That's kind of what we went over on Twitch with everybody yesterday. Talked about the interviews we've done and the people we've met and the people who we've talked to and the cool things that we've got to see in the last 4 months. Obviously, we also talked about you guys because, again, without you, our Insiders Army, we are nothing. And we mentioned that on Twitch as well. So again, thank you guys as always for joining us. Thank you for your thoughts and stuff like that, and prayers as well that you have sent to Brandy. It is not going unheard. Brandy has been, she said, feeling a little bit better today. So that's a good thing. Little signs of progress there as well. And if she's good enough to be on a show this week, we'll see. But yeah. Sonny's asking me. Sonny's become the poll queen of Twitter. So Sonny likes to put out polls every couple minutes now, and listen, I'm a poll guy. I like polls. I like the North Pole, the South Pole. I dig polls, right? So yeah, why not? A poll vault. Yeah, man. Put polls out. Why not? Why not? But yes, so please go and do that. Hit us up on there. If you're on Twitch, go ahead. We've got, I think we have 20 or so of you already have subscribed to our channel. Yes. So thank you. If you've subscribed from here and you are on Twitch as well, if you are on and haven't done that, please go over and do that also. We really appreciate that. And Periscope, of course, is for a stream for Twitter. So you can actually watch that now and watch right from Twitter. If you haven't gone over to our Facebook group yet, do that as well. That's where Brandy kind of puts out videos and stuff like that to keep you guys posted on how she's doing. So if you want to do that, go over. I will see you over there if you have a Facebook account, and I will get you into that group as well. So yes, do that. And also check us out on the podcast formats as well. As I said earlier, we are out there on every podcast format. And if you do, please go in and please rate us, give us some stars on our podcast. That helps us out a lot also. So yes. What else? The schedule for the rest of the week, as I said, tomorrow, 9 p.m., we have our Extreme Rules preview. So Jeff, myself, Jody, and Brandy, if she's able, are going to talk about Extreme Rules. We're going to say what we think is going to happen. We're going to pick the matches, and we're just going to talk some Extreme Rules pay-per-view with you guys as well. So that's tomorrow night at 9. Friday, we have Hot Tag with Jeff. He is going to be talking about Waylon Mercy, and maybe Brandy makes an appearance in there as well. So join them for that. I will unfortunately not be able to be there for that. I will be working that night. So please join Jeff and Brandy. They always do a great job with that show and with the classic stuff. Saturday. Join us, guys. We are doing our first watch along that we've ever done. So join us for that. That's going to be really, really fun for us. And I hope it will be as fun for you as well. Join us for Impact and join us for the watch along that we're going to do with that on Saturday. I think it's going to be a blast. And then join us on Sunday night after the pay-per-view, after all that big vibes and cinematics and swamp matches, and maybe you got an eye in your hand that you need to hold. You're holding a glass eyeball. Join us anyway, and we'll talk about whether or not Rey Mysterio still has two eyeballs in his head. And we'll talk about other things too. But that's always fun. Those post things that we do after the pay-per-views are always a good time because we're always coming off a high of a pay-per-view, and that's always a fun time. Join us Monday for Abby's Window, which will be the wrap-up of what happened on the Swamp match and what's going to happen going forward with Bray. And then next Thursday, join us for the interview that you guys have asked us for probably more than anyone we could get, rather, that is. I know you guys would love to hear us interview, big superstars, which is very difficult to do. But you guys have asked us to interview Wrestling Days, and we are going to do that. So next Thursday, I believe we're saying it's going to be 7 p.m. Eastern time. And we are going to chat with Wrestling Days. We're going to talk to him, and then you guys will have the chance to ask him some questions as well. So join us for that also. So we've got a lot of stuff coming up. Dave says he's got to go. Awesome stream. I'll see you soon. Yeah, thanks for joining, Dave. Dave in real life. I appreciate that. I know you guys over there have to get to bed. I really understand that and appreciate you staying with us. So, let's see. We have any comments? I messaged Brandy on Facebook. She's bored and wants to get back into streaming again. Yeah, I'm sure she is. And that's fine. We are obviously want to do whatever she feels like doing. Nail says the insiders are everywhere except Tinder and messages in bottles. We can do.
We're working on the messages in bottles.
Yeah, I got some root beer bottles in my kitchen. I could throw some messages in there and throw them in the Susquehanna River. So why not? You never know who's going to get it. Let's see. I subscribed on Twitch, but don't have Facebook. It's okay, big boy. I understand. I appreciate you subscribing on Twitch. That's awesome. Thank you. What else? I've seen the names. I've already signed. It looks like an interesting roster. Yes, I'm assuming he's talking about Impact. Brandy is full of merch ideas. Thinks we should have insiders strong bracelets because of all the supportiveness. That's a cool idea. That's a very cool idea. Yeah, who knows, man? We have the T-shirts and stuff out there. Don't forget about that if you haven't gotten one of those yet. What else? Nail says
they're on sale right now.
They are on sale, yes. So check the T-shirts out as well. Yeah. Well, listen, guys. Look, it's been fun. We know we've kept you a little bit longer tonight. We had a lot to talk about, and we really appreciate you joining us as always. And we're gonna, like I said, we're gonna keep an open mind about some things going forward. We're gonna check and see what we want to do, of course, with Impact. If we get a good viewership on our watch along on Saturday, then we might just decide that maybe doing a watch along for Impact might be in the cards. If you guys like it, obviously it might be something we would want to do. And then you never know where you're going to get some opportunities here and there. So watch for upcoming interviews. We still are looking to do those, and we're still talking to people about possible interviews coming up as well. So yes. Before we go, Jeff, I'll turn it over to you, and then we will get these guys out of here so they can go and get some sleep.
Yeah, don't want to take a lot of your time, but thank you guys for joining us again. We're in a lot of places now, so yeah, if you want to spread the word to friends, people that are wrestling fans that may enjoy this show, send the link to them and tell them to subscribe, follow us, all those good things. Big boy, if you can, DM me on Twitter and we'll share the link with you for the merch. Nails, no, we're well. I don't know, Joe. We could sing telegrams. I think, couldn't we?
Yeah, why not? We can do whatever.
Yeah.
We can sing. Sure, why not? Why not? Why not? And I'm working on my Dusty impression. I'm gonna get this down because Brandy asked me to do that. I know I do some goofy impressions sometimes, so I'm working on it. I'm trying to get it. Miss Brandy, I want to talk to Miss Brandy. So I'm working on it. It's coming along. So I'm gonna try to get that perfected so I could send her a little video from the Common Man and talk to her like Dusty Rhodes. So there you go. I'm gonna try to do that and see how that works out. That is not an easy one to do. But anyway, so yes, guys. Thank you for joining us tonight. Thank you for being a part of the show. As always, thank you for being on Twitter and Twitch and everywhere we are. Thank you for being on all those with us. We really appreciate it. And we will hopefully talk to you guys tomorrow at 9 o'clock. And let's talk some Extreme Rules and some eyeballs. Right, Nails? Yeah, we want to talk some eyeballs tomorrow night, right? Yeah, you know you do. That's it, guys. Listen, thank you all for joining us. We will talk to you guys tomorrow night at 9 p.m. Take care, everybody, and have a great night.